and we have like different kinds of kimchi for each house, and we have like different kinds of kimchi or for each local. As you can see, we have like kimchi map. So funny, right? So let's move on to the next page. My question is all Korean will eat spicy food well? What do you guys think? Do you guys think Koreans will eat spicy food well? Like all of them? Maybe. Yes, you agree? Because we are the country from 불닭볶음면, you guys know? Um, yes. So let's move next page. The answer is I can't say that we all eat well, but I can say that we enjoy it. Like, however, we say that when we stress very high, we really eat through spicy food, and there are so many foods that use less pepper powder. So I want to say we don't eat spicy food well just because Korean, but we love to enjoy spicy food. But I think we eat much better than my European friends. So this is tteokbokki, ramen, 낙지볶음, 닭볶음탕. Like every kind of meal is like contain little powder of pepper. So let's move to the next page. And this is really hard question for my friends. I like every friends ask like, is all Korean is pretty and handsome? They ask me several times. What do you guys think? I hear this a lot. Not really. That's very point. Not really. Yeah. Thank you. So let's move on. I think that's what I usually heard because they watch K-pop and K-drama. So I will call this is like tip of iceberg. Less than 0.5% of Koreans are celebrities. You know what I mean? So everyone have their own beauty, but if you ask me if all Korean looks like K-pop idol, I would say no. Do you know what I mean? Yes. And let's move to the next page. So this is also very hot question from my friends. They like ask so many times like, what is your skincare routine? What is your things? Like they think Korean will pay a lot of attention to makeup, personal care, and beauty. What do you guys think? You guys think so? So that's why my friends call me fake Korean because I really don't. Like I'm not good at putting my 10 step of skincare before. All I do is like put on lotion and sleep. Actually, in Korea, are many democracies and cosmetic stores. So I can say that anyone can easily take up a lot of makeup shop, and we have a lot of like skincare beauty hospital. But in fact, when we move to the next page, you guys can see the picture of like Korean feminism democracy. So like with the rise of the feminist movement in Korea, there was also movement to throw away their cosmetic, as you can see. So in resisting society convention that women should be pretty. So since then, sales of cosmetic has been decreasing. So you can see this graph, I guess. And let's move to the next page. So some of my foreign friends, they are really afraid to talk about North Korea with me. So what do you guys think? You should not talk about North Korea with Koreans. Do you guys think so? Yeah, maybe it's sensitive topic. It's better to not talk. It's kind of show respect. Actually, I can say they wouldn't care. Let's move on to the next page. Because we think that North Korean government and its people are not the same thing. above all. We think of ourselves as a one people from North Korea and South Korea. We think like we're one ethnic and we're like one country. Like we think we have a sad history of having to separate from each other because of ideological sacrifices. And when you move to the next page, there will be a scene from the union of separate families. Like if you're Korean, everyone gets just sad about this reality about this because suddenly there is some line and then the family cannot meet each other forever, more than 4 years. So we think, and all of us think this is really sad thing of us, and then we are not afraid to talk about North Korea or have all rejections. But it's different to those who speak very littlely. So basically, I can say that we think North Korea is our country as well, and then we have like little sad feeling about this reality. So let's move on to the next page. This time, I'm going to deeper into Korean culture through scenes from K-pop music videos and drama. Do you guys know Blackpink? Yes, of course. Yes, as you can see. And can you guys guess what Blackpink wear right now? I write down a little hint. What do they wear? Do you guys think it's like modern clothes? It's like a little different from other clothes, right? Yes, this is traditional costume named hanbok. The clothes Blackpink wore were taken from One Piece hanbok. This one. So let's show more detailing. Yeah, so this clothes Blackpink were taken from One Piece hanbok called cholik, which was usually worn by warriors. So these are like from the cholik that men wear this. So when you move to the next page, you can see more detail. It looks like this, and it was once popular as daily dress for Korean as well. See, people wear like dress like hanbok. So this we can call it this is also hanbok. And let's move to the next page. Yes, you can see Lisa and Jisoo, and they wear some clothes, and it's clothing brought from hanbok chest coverings, and it's like representative of type of clothing. So you got, as you can see, a lot of like K idol and the K-pop star using hanbok for their music video, and then in our daily life, we are trying to use more than hanbok. So this is our life, and then now I'm going to talk about more this, right? Yes, you guys all see these kind of things. And if you ask me why so it like this, I can say that you guys have to know about Korean stocks, Korean main meal. Let's move to the next page. Do you guys know what is our main meal? What is our base food for everyday meal? Yes, rice. We eat rice. This is how we eat main meal, like just normal meal. We eating rice with various side dishes and soup together is very normal meal for every Korean. So let's move to the next page. As you can see, we eat rice with a lot of side dish. So we call it side dish banchan. So there are so many different side dishes. There are vegetable, meat, seaweed, and kimchi. Of course, kimchi is banchan, so that's why we can eat kimchi every day. I don't think like we really eat that kinds of lot of things in a one meal like drama. But when you eat some meal in each house, usually it rice with 5 to 6 side dishes with one rice. So yeah, now I'm going to tell you how important rice is for Koreans. But we didn't make side dish for every meal. Sometimes because when we made kimchi, like kimchi is for one day, we made kimchi and then we eat kimchi for 1 year's amount. Then we just grab kimchi in the refrigerator and eat, and then that's all. So making side dishes is not that too much effort for Korean as well. So I'm going to tell you about how important rice is for Koreans. Like everyone, what is how are you in Indonesian? What is how are you? Well, apa kabar? Apa kabar? Is it right? Well, for Korean, we don't say how are you. Like there's no word for how are you in Korean. We say, did you have a lunch? This means how are you? In Korean, 밥 먹었어? Because for Koreans, eating is very, very important. We use this word, this sentence, instead of how are you? Because like if you say you haven't eaten nothing, we will very worried about you. So we ask, how are you? What's up? Just have you ever eat lunch? Did you have a lunch? Like that way. 밥 먹었어? So this is how are you for us. So let's move to the next page. And there are a lot of expressions related to rice, related to meal. Like, for example, before you eat, you say that 잘 먹겠습니다. It means I will eat this food well. And after eating, you will say, I ate well. 잘 먹겠습니다. Because we think eating is very important about our life. So we have like various expressions for eating. And let's move on to the next page. See you later. We say, let's have a meal someday. So let's eat next time. It doesn't really mean that let's get some appointment between you and me. No, it means see you later because we think having a meal is very important to us, and then we just say for goodbye, having a meal. Let's have a meal together. 밥 먹자. Just not really serious appointment between you and me. We just say 밥 먹자 as like casual goodbye to each other. Very interesting, right? So don't believe Koreans 밥 먹자. Let's have a meal. It means see you later. Okay. So don't trust. And let's move to the next page. Also, we have very, very various expression related to taste of food. Like salty is salty, but for Korean, 짜다, 짭조름하다, 짭짤하다, 맵짜다, 맵짭짤하다, 간간다, 짭짜다. These all mean different thing about salty. Like, see? About sweet. Like for sweetness, there is no one sweet. 달다, 달달하다, 달콤하다, 달큰하다, 달짝지근하다, 달콤합살하다. These all have all different meaning of sweetness. See how we love to eat things? So these are all mean different things, and then as this expression, you guys can think how we really indeed and how we really obsess about the meal. So let's move next page. What do you guys think? Is Korea similar to your imagination? Mm-hmm. So next page will be our last part. So as you guys can see, like we have like different between the media and reality of the Korean's life. So how can we bridging the gap? So I will talk about it. Because if you have some stereotype and like some perception before the culture, it really, really harmful to you to meet new friends from global things. As you can see, media and reality have a gap. And now I'm going to talk about how we can solve this. Yeah, I will give you 3 steps. And then I want to ask you guys first, so like what we can do. So I already said, but when we rely on media stereotype of other culture, it can hinder our ability to build meaningful global friendship. So move to the next page. Yeah, what should we do? So first, I can say that we have to foster critical thinking about media things because not everything can include in media. Of course, there is a lot of real fact and a lot of reality behind media cultural things. So I think you have to see and think very critical way. Just don't believe 100% of image things. And second step, I think you guys have to get rid of your stereotype and prejudice. I think we have to distinguish the background knowledge and between the prejudice. It's totally different. Like background knowledge is just about knowledge, and then you can open your heart and open your think about art and culture. But prejudice and stereotype is different. You guys know something, but it means you have some valuable. It means like you have some negative thinking about one's knowledge. So I want to say we have to distinguish prejudice and stereotype versus the background of knowledge. And number three will be like, I really recommend to guys, like, please interact with diverse individuals with open minds. Like now we are living very global life with very good high quality time. So through the app, through the phone, we can meet a lot of foreign friends, and also like when you can have a chance to be a friends who exchange students in your university. So I really want to say, please interact because it will change your life. And number four, what it will be? I want to ask you guys because you guys now practice and study about cultural diversity in the open space. So I want to hear all about your opinion too. So please leave comments and let's start to move on next page. So next step, I will be like Q&A. And is it enough time, do you think?
Maybe we can answer one or two questions now.
Okay, if you have any question, please tell me.
Okay, guys, if you have any questions regarding the materials that Anjin just delivered, please you can type in the chat box or you can raise your hand and open your mic.
Yes. Oh,
Okay, Kaoru.
Yeah.
Okay, you may ask.
Okay.
일단은 안녕하세요. So,
안녕하세요.
네. So I wanna thank you very much for a very great presentation. 근데 은진 씨, I wanna ask about what and why do you think how made Hallyu being able to spread around the world and being phenomena and how and how was Korean itself react to the Hallyu? Because 저도 한국은 엄청 좋아하고요. 그 노래랑 드라마랑 다 좋아하고 근데 그렇게 인기는 어떻게 그 시작 포인트 잘 모르겠어요. So like, can you tell me? Thank you.
Oh, so you asked me about what is like start point of Korean's popularity?
Yeah, it's more like what do you think make Hallyu being able to spread? Like what's the starting point? What's the reason to Hallyu being able to be spread around the world?
I think we really trying to preserve our own style and our own culture. Because like when we imagine Korean use our own app, like you guys using WhatsApp and you guys using Google Map, but in here we don't use it. We just made our own system. Like we use Kakao, we use like Kakao Map, Neighbor Map, those things, and you guys use Google for searching, but here we use Neighbor for searching. It means we made every environment for us. I think this is like our lifestyle, which is like made our own thing for life, and it's not life like travel, like everything. So I think it influenced the K-pop and K-drama because I think it's a little bit different from others. So we didn't mean to be popular, but it works because we have our own thing to our own cultural thing. So when I meet a lot of friends from all over the country, I can say that people who have their own thing and people who have their own cultural thing, it makes more charming than others. So I think that point help us to improve our culture to spread. Okay, someone asked me some question. Hi, I hope you're all doing well. I enjoyed this session. I just want to know if there's any link for certification. Oh, it's not about me. Okay. So, is any other question?
All right. Maybe I will go on to the another question. So, oh, here we have Nadia Sofil. All right.
Mhm.
So, I want to ask: is there any philosophy behind why is many bantan when Korean people eat? Ooh, interesting. So, Anjin, can you
Oh.
answer this?
Because I think there is not a too deep philosophy about eating a lot of banchan, but because every day we eat rice, and then if we only eat rice, it will be very not tasty. And as you mentioned before, Korea have a lot of interest about eating, and we think eating is very important. So it influenced a lot of banchan. So basically, we eat one rice and then with other side dishes, and then side dishes will be changed every day or every meal because we cannot eat same thing on the same day, you know. But kimchi is different. It's because kimchi is kind of the thing that makes food more delicious. So we put kimchi and other side dish and then eat rice. So I can say that with many side dishes, it makes your meal more yummy.
All right, I see, I see. Okay, wow, that's very interesting, and that is also a new information for me as well. All right, since our time is kind of running out, maybe that question would close Anjin's session for today. All right, so Anjin, thank you very much for your willingness to be a speaker actually and share very, very interesting facts about Korean that I don't even know before. And yeah, it's very intriguing. All right, so yeah, thank you so much again for being a speaker here. And we hope to see you on another occasion. Thank you, Anjin.
Thank you. And if you have any question, please ask me via Insta and TikTok. I will send my personal account through the chat.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay,
Okay.
bye.
All right, maybe we can move on to the next questions. All right, so for the next group, we will have another guest speaker actually. And this guest speaker is actually from Indonesia. And now we will have Tim from Universitas Diponegoro, which consists of Rahadian, Rosa, and Yasmina. Okay, hello guys.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
All right. All right. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm sorry. So Yasmina is undergraduate student in English literature in Universitas Diponegoro. And Rosa is actually an ISMA awardee from Malaysia. And for Rahadian, he is also currently studying in Taiwan in Asia University, and he is also a part of some exchange program. All right, so are you guys ready to present your materials now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. All right, now I will give the screen to you.
Mute. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Welcome to today's presentation on exploring cross-cultural phenomena across 3 countries. So, I think I haven't seen the presentation.
All right. Wait in a bit because our operator is currently working on it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, to our presentation in exploring cross-cultural phenomena across 3 countries. So, next page, please. So, in our increasingly interconnected world, the exploration of these topics becomes ever more pertinent. We will embark on a journey to unravel the complexities of culture, guided by me and my partners. At the end. Next slide, please. Okay, so here we have 2 definitions from the experts of scholars like Edward Taylor and Tisler here. And from that definition, we can conclude that cross-culture refers to how culture affects people and their communities, especially when different cultures mix. The culture someone grows up shaping their values, morals, behaviors, and attitudes. And it also influences how they see the world. So when someone encounters another culture's principles and beliefs, it creates a cross-culture interaction. During events that involve mixing cultures, people might feel culture shock because things are different from what they are used to, especially on abroad. Next slide, please. Okay, so culture shock is the difficulty people experience when adjusting to a new culture that differs markedly from their own. And from that, it can manifest anxiety, loss of appetite, or feeling sickness. Culture shock can occur both in foreign countries, different backgrounds, and even within one's own society. Next slide, please. So how do we cope with any culture shock of other cultures? So we have some tips to do on how to cope with culture shock based on our experience. The first one is embrace the culture and try new things. In some cases, settling down to a regular routine in new background or even another country can cause culture shock, like, this place wasn't what I expected, or I thought it would be better, and such thoughts that may plague you. So in this case, most likely you have gotten bored with your new routine. So we recommend trying new things in there, like you can join a club or society and learn about other cultures that you do not already know. You can also join some events there and impress more about the culture. The second one, build a social network and make friends. Another reason many people have culture shock in other places is the feeling of isolation and loneliness from leaving friends and family behind. So go out of your way to make some new friends and build a social network. It will make the place feel more like home and fun. And the last one, learn about and understand the cultural differences. Instead of remaining confused and disorientated by the new culture, take some time to learn and understand these new cultures that different from your own. Once you have undone the note of confusion of other cultures, not only do you resolve your culture shock issue, but you will also have gained an understanding of another culture. Next slide, please. So as we know that Indonesia has many cultures, ethnicities, and languages. Its languages can differ from one culture to another, even if the language is practically the same. As Indonesian, we have Japanese language, for example, and each region of Japanese has its own Japanese language with different vocabulary and pronunciation. And for example, as I'm currently staying in Semarang, there are some differences between my hometown, Purwokerto. Even though Purwokerto and Semarang are located in Central Java, there are some differences in languages that made a language barrier between me and the locals. Like, for example, the word it in Semarang's Javanese is ngeleh, while in Purwokerto's Javanese is kencot. There are many more differences that I encounter, but I applied the tips that I have mentioned before. So it makes me embrace more about the culture as I also gain insights from it. And for the other experience, I bring my partners that already have a lot experience, especially abroad. So Rosa, time is yours.
Thank you, Yasmin, for your insights on cross-cultural interaction. Now, as we explore further into the topic of cultural diversity, let's take a moment to explore Malaysia. So, Malaysia is known for its rich cultural diversity with Malay, Chinese, and Indian and indigenous ethnic groups coexisting harmoniously. This diversity is reflected in various aspects of Malaysian culture, including language, cuisine, festivals, and custom. As you can see, just like Indonesia, Malaysia is a melting pot of cultural influences with Malays, Chinese, Indians, and indigenous groups blending seamlessly to create a diverse and dynamic society. They celebrate almost everything and make it a public holiday. As examples, they celebrated Chinese New Year, Christmas, a holiday to celebrate every sultan in each state, Dipavali, Taipusam, even a holiday to commemorate the day when Kuala Lumpur was transferred to federal control in 1974. Next slide, please. One of the highlights of my time in Malaysia was experiencing the vibrant Dipavali festival, also known as the Hindu Festival of Lights. Here you can see the colorful celebrations and lively atmosphere that I was fortunate enough to be part of. Me and my friends visited the Indian Market Festival in Bukit Jalil during one of the holidays to try different types of Indian food, and we tried pani puri and lots of other food that I unfortunately forgot the name. But there were these sweet snacks that taste similar to kembang gula that we have here. Also, in the picture, I showed different type of spices for the pani puri. And the vibe of the market was similar to what we call Tanah Abang here during Ramadan, with mothers bargaining to get better deals and kids running around holding ice cream. Next slide, please. Right. Other than learning about our culture, other culture, I also got the opportunity to introduce my international friends a traditional game I grew up playing. It's called Bola Bekel. Me and my two other friends prepared these gifts for our international friends after they learned how to play Bola Bekel. I'm so grateful they were so open and so eager to learn Bola Bekel. Even my friends from South Korea here, the two men,
Recording in progress.
they came twice to our booth to learn Bola Bekel. And after I taught them how to play Bola Bekel, they in return introduced me to Korean food. On the left here, the picture on the left, tteokbokki and rice with tuna. And to be completely honest, when I decided to embark on my exchange journey in Malaysia, I wasn't quite sure what to expect because people always said Malaysia is so similar to Indonesia. But as soon as I arrived, I saw how wrong I was. Malaysia greeted me with open arms, revealing itself through various culture and ethnic groups coexist harmoniously. That's all for me. Now we will dive into another culture led by my friend Rahadian.
Okay, thank you, Rosa. So now it's my turn to explain a bit about Taiwan since I'm staying and studying here. Taiwan separated from China because they have different ideology. Taiwan is established in 1912. Basically, that's when they start to fight for their ideology under the name of Republic of China and was still under the government of China. Chiang Kai-shek, a Chinese politician and military leader, fought for Taiwan's independence government system against Mao Zedong, the ruler of China at that time. Chiang Kai-shek then changed the system from communism to democracy and earning their full independence in 1949. The diversity in Taiwan can be seen on campus as there are a lot of foreign students. Most of them came from France, Vietnam, Ghana, India, and Mongolia. We all attended international class together and only English taught courses. During the university anniversary, which is held 2 weeks ago, we celebrate the anniversary by making traditional country foods and sell it at a booth. So I'm going to tell you about Taiwan fun facts. First is only 13 countries in the world that recognizes Taiwan as a country. Second fact is Taiwan official name is Republic of China. Next slide, please. So I have included 8 photos. The first 4 photos are campus pictures. The one on the left is the library building, and underneath it is the international office where foreign students work on their administration. The second pic is the engineering faculty building. The second pic from the right is management faculty and foreign language faculty building, which is my building. And the last pic on the right is the library at night. Next slide, please. These 4 pictures are the city streets of Taiwan. Nightlife here is busy and crowded compared to daytime. The 2 pics on the right are night markets, which are very famous here in Taiwan. The night markets here are very crowded, and there's a lot of Taiwanese street food, which are very tasty and unique. And the left side is just a city in Taiwan. So that is all from us. I hope we broaden your knowledge about cross-cultural phenomenon. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
All right. Thank you so much, Tim Undip, for your presentation. It was a very interesting insight, and I learned a lot about how we should adapt to a certain culture and about culture shock and just insights from different countries. So it was very fascinating. All right. So now we are going to enter our Q&A sessions. If you guys have any questions for our 3 speakers from Undip, you guys may put it in the chat box, or you can raise your hand and open your microphone. All right, maybe to wait for the questions, maybe I will ask first, actually. Since you guys have studied abroad and just lived there for the study, I want to know, what do you guys, what's your biggest struggle? Do you experience homesick a lot and whatnot? Yeah, I want to know about that. Rahat, I think you can go first.
Okay, so for me personally, I think the main struggle is the language, since I have no preparation about learning Mandarin before I came here. So mostly when I go somewhere, want to order food, talk to people, I open Google Translate and just show them what I want to say in the Google Translate, like that.
Right. For me personally, I felt homesick a little bit because I was alone when I was there. So like I didn't really know my friends the first time we arrived in Malaysia. So I miss my friends here. And for the studies, they were so competitive in Malaysia. So I feel like it's different from here. So that was my struggle at first. Yeah, since the university is one of the top university in Malaysia, so it's understandable that the students are so competitive.
Yeah, I see, I see. All right. Yeah, thank you for the answer. Okay, let's see. Do we have another question? Here we have Bella Shelina. I have a question regarding something fun that you will never forget while in, oh, maybe you mean Taiwan. And what a bad what bad thing happened probably while there? You can share it with us. Thank you.
Well, something fun that I had here is maybe when traveling with a bus and going to night markets, because in the night markets they offer a lot of foods, and actually there is also food because a lot of Indian people here. And the bad thing, uh, I don't think I have experienced any bad things except for language barriers. I think it's just language problems, but Google Translate helped me a lot. Thank you.
Oh, all right. I see. I see. Okay, so since our time is very limited now, that would mark the end of this Q&A session for this session. All right. So we're going to move on to the next session. But before that, thank you so much, Tim Undip, for participating here as a speaker. And we really appreciate your willingness to share your fascinating experience. And for everyone here who wants to do an exchange program, maybe you can take notes from here. Thank you, guys, and we hope to see you on another occasion.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Okay. Okay. So now we have three UGM group here from Universitas Gajah Mada. But before I move to the next presenter, I want to give a little heads up that the Q&A sessions for the next three groups from UGM will be done at the end of the session. So after group UGM 3 is done delivering the materials, you may keep your questions until then. All right. Now, I want to welcome our next speaker from Universitas Gajah Mada, Group UGM 1, consisting of Alaika, Diana, and Dewi. They will cover the topic of cross-cultural festivities, embracing diversity. All right, now, please welcome Group UGM 1. Hello, guys.
Hello, is it?
Yeah,
Thank
your
you,
voice is clear.
Director, for the opportunity. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very big is cross-cultural face embracing diversity. And we can go to the next slide, please.
All right, our operator actually is working on the presentation, so please wait a bit. Apologize for the inconvenience.
Okay, we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, I will continue. Before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Dewi Mawarsari. Of course, I'm not alone because there are my partners, Diana Khairunisa and Alaika Arsya, who will also explain these presentations.
The screen is not seem to be moving yet, so yeah, please wait a bit.
Okay, so we will explore about Pekan Budaya Tionghoa Yogyakarta or Yogyakarta Chinese Cultural Week. Is an annual event held in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, which aims to celebrate and promote Chinese culture and heritage within the local community. So, the main aim of this event is to encourage cultural exchange, understanding, and appreciations between the Chinese community and Indonesian society at large. The aim is to showcase the richness and diversity of Chinese culture, traditions, arts, and cuisines to the people of Yogyakarta. So, these events are usually organized by local Chinese community organizations, cultural associations, and sometimes in collaborations with local government and then agencies, educational institutions, and other stakeholders. So, Yogyakarta Chinese Cultural Week usually lasts for a week with a series of cultural events such as traditional Chinese music and dance performance and a painting. And then, and then as well as a Chinese culture parade. The activities held at two times, namely day at night, to accommodate different audiences. So these events typically attract a diverse audience, including members of the local Chinese community, Yogyakarta residents, and then um, tourists, students, also uh, and also academics and culture enthusiasts. So participation in these activities is open to everyone, encouraging inclusivity and cross-cultural engagement.
All right, now maybe we're gonna wait. Oh, here's the okay. M1, you may continue your presentation. I'm sorry for the technical difficulty. Okay, M1, are you ready to share your materials now?
Yes, we are ready. So here is the important years of the Chinese culture festivities. So the first year is 2006. So the inaugural Chinese Culture Week is took place, an organization from a proposal by Murjati, a lecturer in food science at UGM, and the event received backing from multiple stakeholders, notably the Centers of Traditional Food Studies at Universitas Gadjah Mada. And then by 2008, the festival it's reached with the involvement of GCACC or Jogja Chinese Art and Culture Centers as an organizing entity. Over the years, the festival significantly grew, garnering increasing popularity within the Yogyakarta regions, notably. And then by 2013, the festival gained substantial support from both from the governor and the mayor of Yogyakarta for their solidifying its cultural importance and impact with the community. So, and the next slides will be continued by my partners, Diana. So, for Diana, times is yours.
Hello, is my voice clear now? Okay, I will continue the presentation. But before that, thank you, David, for giving me the time to continue our presentations. So this is the GCACC, or Jogja Chinese Art and Culture Centers, and the local government work together to effectively organize and promote the festival events. We're going to the next slide, please. Okay, so the first impact of the Pekan Budaya Tionghoa Jakarta is multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is happened because of cultural differences in a community or a society. The multicultural attitude of the youth is characterized by being intolerant, helping each other, respecting others, and promoting dialogue when conflict occurs. The event promotes tolerance and understanding among different ethnic and cultural groups in Yogyakarta. In this event, there is a place of worship for Buddhist communities, which house respect for religious diversity. This event becomes one form of multiculturalism because it accepts and respects the differences in religions within the society. The next slide, please. The second impact is acculturation. Acculturation arises when a community is often allowing for the exchange of culture between societies and communities. One example of this cultural acculturation is barongsai. So the term barongsai comes from Indonesia and reflects the acculturation of Chinese and Indonesian culture. Barong refers to Balinese property, while sai comes from Hokkien meaning lion. Barongsai is a result of cultural acculturation between Chinese and Indonesian cultures and officially recognized as a part of Indonesian heritage. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the next slide will be presented by my friend Alaika. So Alaika, the time is yours.
Right. Okay. So, thank you, Diana. I will continue this presentation by showing you a video when we visit that event. Please turn on the video. Happy watching. Enjoy, guys. Hey. Suddenly there is no sound. I don't know. Maybe there is something error. Hmm? Ada suaranya videonya. Mesti mute kok. Oh. All right. So that's a little quick video about Yogyakarta's Chinese Cultural Week. Yogyakarta's Chinese Cultural Week 2024 has been the theme Sustainable Culture for the Nation of Lestari Budaya Bagi Negeri. This festival hosts many exciting events such as museum and exhibition, as we saw in the video earlier. Additionally, there are face paintings for the kids, Chinese fortune telling, souvenir stands, discussion or dance performance, and tokwi batik. Moreover, there are free alternative treatment and coloring contests for children or students. When we visit the festival, we were impressed by the wide variety of items that reflect the culture fusion between Chinese and Indonesian cultures, as Diana present before. So the conclusion from this event is Yogyakarta's Chinese Cultural Week is not just an ordinary event, but also has a deep meaning for the society. Through this festival, the message of tolerance and mutual respect between ethnies and culture is emphasized. The Chinese Cultural Week in Yogyakarta reflects the important concept of acculturation and multifunction in cultural diversity, serves as a real example of interaction of Chinese culture with Indonesian culture, and promotes the spirit of tolerance and mutual respect, supporting the creation of a harmonious society. I think that's all for us. We are going to Q&A session.
Okay, so thank you so much, Group UGM1, for presenting your very insightful presentation. I think I learned a lot. I learned a lot from this presentation how Yogyakarta's China's Cultural Week is definitely not just an ordinary event, but it has a little more deeper meaning to the society. All right. So as I mentioned before, actually we're going to do the Q&A session after group UGM3 already done presenting their materials. So yeah, you can keep your questions and we're gonna move on to the next group. All right. Okay, thank you so much, Group UGM1. That was a very insightful session. Now, I'm going to move on to Group UGM2, and Group UGM2 will be consisting of Adiba, Dimas, and Tata, and they will actually talk about the topic titled Harmony and Diversity, Understanding Interfaith Encounters in Public Discourse. Wow, that's a very interesting title. All right, so since the presenters are already here, maybe I can give the screen to them. All right, guys, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time. So before we go any further into the material, we'll talk about the definition first. Next slide, please. So, yes. Interfaith encounters refer to intentional and interactive meetings of people from various religious backgrounds. The purpose of this interaction is to encourage acceptance, tolerance, and understanding between those people. They can take many different forms, such as verbal, spiritual, practical, internal, and formal, or even institutional communication between religious elites. Interfaith encounters Interfaith encounters can occur at different social levels, including grassroots initiatives, and can involve some activities such as study sessions, conference, seminars, and shared spaces. Next. And then examples of interfaith encounters include shared spaces. Some churches work with other religions to share spaces or to give disused buildings to another religions to use. For example, some old churches in the US and Europe have become mosques and Hindu temples. And then scriptural reasoning. Members of different religions come together to examine common themes or people in their religious traditions. For example, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam have many stories and characters in common, such as Abraham, Moses, and David. And then Council of Faiths. A local community of different religions might come together to talk and campaign on issues of shared interest, such as against religiously motivated violence, and then working together over humanitarian issues. Organizations like Christian Aid, Islamic Relief, and World Jewish Relief have sometimes came together to help people in disaster, and then inviting each other to important celebration. For example, the local Hindu temple might invite Christians to come and share in Diwali celebration, and the church might invite them to a carol service in return. And next, interfaith education programs. These programs aim to promote understanding and respect among different faiths, often through dialogue and shared learning experience. And last but not least, interfaith dialogue at the institutional level. The Archdiocese of Chicago's Office for Ecumenical and Interreligious Affairs defines interfaith dialogue as cooperative, constructive, and positive interaction between people of different religious tradition or spiritual beliefs at both the individual and institutional levels. So these examples demonstrate the various ways in which interfaith encounters can build understanding, respect, and cooperation between people of different religious backgrounds. So the next slides will be presented by my friend Tata.
Okay, thank you, Adiba. And now I want to present about interfaith understanding by several factors. The first is shared value and principle. Mutual understanding is based on the endorsement of common ideals by many religions, such as kindness, compassion, and justice. And the second, cultural exchange and interaction. As societies become more interconnected, there are more opportunities to be exposed to a variety of religious traditions, which foster understanding and curiosity. And the next is globalization and multiculturalism. The multiplicity of societies brought about by globalization calls for interfaith understanding in order to promote peaceful and acceptance. And the next is interfaith initiative and organization. To dialogue session, educational initiative, and cooperation project, a variety of group work to promote mutual understanding and cooperation among religious communities. And the next is social and political imperative. Working together across religious boundaries is frequently necessary to address societal issues and advance peace, underscoring the importance of interfaith understanding. And the last is ethical and moral imperative. A lot of religious doctrine place a strong emphasis on compassion and respect, which is consistent with interfaith understanding goals of fostering common ground. In a conclusion, this element give rise to interfaith understanding, which is an essential instrument for fostering harmony, tolerance, and collaboration in varied and linked communities. The next. Okay, now why understanding interfaith is important. The first is to promotion of peace and harmony, and this by listening prejudice and discrimination based on religious difference interfaith, understanding promote tolerance, respect, and peaceful cohabitation. And the second is conflict resolution by addressing religious tension and encouraging communication and reconciliation and understanding of interfaith relation helps resolve this issue. And the next is social cohesion by uniting individuals from different religious backgrounds and creating a sense of solidarity, interfaith and understanding enhance social cohesion and encourage cooperation is taken shared issue. And the next is global citizenship. Global citizenship, gaining an understanding of many religions, is essential to becoming an informed global citizen, which promotes tolerance for differing viewpoints and constructive contribution to multicultural communities. And the next is religious literacy, understanding other faiths improve one religious literacy, which makes it easier to collaborate and communicate effectively in variety of setting. And last is promotion of human rights by opposing discrimination based on religion and standing up for religious freedom and the rights of religious minority. Interfaith understanding helps to advance and defend human rights. So in general, interfaith understanding is essential to creating inclusive, peaceful societies where people from different religious origin can coexist and prosper. And the next will be presented by my friend Dimas. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Tata. After we know about the definition and the importance of understanding interfaith, we must know how to act and behave when we encounter interfaith in our daily life. So, what we should do and should not do when encounter interfaith in our daily life. Okay, what we should do. First one is to highlighting our similarity more than our differences. By highlighting our similarity more, we can enhance our relationship for one to another despite of our differences. And the second is not asking about sensitive topics or question. By avoiding sensitive topics or question about other people's belief, you can avoid unnecessary conflict. If you are curious about something, please do ask politely and ask for their consent to be questioned. And say sorry if your question is considered to be a sensitive topic. And the third one is to maintaining good communication and relationship. Maintaining good communication and relationship are essential for our daily life. This way, we can avoid any unnecessary misunderstanding and conflict by being open to any discussion and communication. And the last one is appreciating and understanding one to another. Understanding is very important in interfaith encounters. In our daily life, by understanding the background story and the reason of things they do, we can be more accepting and appreciating one to another. Okay, now let's move on to what we should not do. The first one is to bringing up a sensitive topic that can be offensive. Bringing sensitive topic can lead to a bigger conflict from one religious group to another. This shows that we are not really care about our surrounding and might hurt someone's feeling. The second one is to highlighting the differences more. By highlighting the differences that we have rather than our similarity, we might hurt someone's feelings, and this might lead to the bigger conflicts such as hatred and separation. And the third one is to easily offended by the others. We know that we live in the diverse region. Even some of our religion might be considered as majority. Not all people know and understand about our religion. There might be people who want to get to know
to our belief, but don't know what they should or should not ask. If you are easily offended by the others, we might cause us bigger conflict and stopping people to get to know one to another. Okay. Now we know that Indonesia is considered as a diverse region with many people with different background, stories, and beliefs. We are curious about how much do people in Indonesia know and understand about interfaith in our daily life. So we do a little bit survey. And our survey showed that 24 respondents are aware of the Indonesian diversity, while 23 responded pretty sure that they already practice good interfaith behavior. And then 31 respondents say that they have friends with different religion, while 3 respondents say they only have little friend with different religion. 23 respondents say that they already understood about what you should and shouldn't do when encounter interfaith, while 1 respondent says that they are not sure. Now, what is the conclusion of this survey and today's presentation? The conclusion is that based on our survey and our presentation today, Indonesia is a very diverse country with more than 17,000 islands. We can say that the chance of us encountering interfaith in our daily life is high. Some of us already understand about our diversity and differences, but some of us might be not sure about. Thus, it is very important to educate people to deepen their understanding about interfaith. Our differences are our characteristic and identity as a diverse region. Thus, our differences is something that unite us and not separate us. Okay, this is the end for our presentation of Group 2 QCM, and we can move to the next. Thank you for your attention.
All right. Oh, thank you so much, Group UGM2. Wow, that was a very interesting presentation because I do learn a lot of what I should do and what I should not do. And basically, I learned lots of new things from your presentation. So good job, guys. All right. So we are going to move to the next session, which is actually our last group as well. So now we will have group UGM3 consisting of Kauru, Citra, and Sharon. They will cover the topic about exploring deeper into the traditional business by Anyaman Bags. Wow, that sounds really interesting. Okay, guys, for group UGM3, the time is yours.
Okay, it's my voice clear enough? Okay, is my voice clear enough? Okay, thank you, moderator, for the time. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys in the good condition. Here, me and my partner from Group 6 will present our material with the topic about traditional business for creative industry, which will explore more about anyaman bags or woven bags. Okay. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Citra Ayura Rompuni. I'm here with my partner Sharon and Kauru. Then here is table of content of our discussion topic. And the first one, is definition, and the second one it will be observation video. Then observation video, and the last one is conclusion. So without any further ado, I will start the presentation. So according to Norman Richard Owens, business means an enterprise engaged in the production and distribution of goods for sale in a market or the rendering of service for a price. So in essence, production and distribution are complementary in a business process. And the term creative industry refers to a wide range of economic activities related to the creation and commercialization of creativity, ideas, and knowledge. Creative industry describes business with creativity at their core. For the example, design, music, publishing, architecture, film and video, craft, and so on. And here we take the example of woven bag handicraft. Woven bags belong to the artisanal craft business that specializes in handicraft made from wood or rattan. As a product of traditional business, woven bags play an important role in preserving cultural heritage as well as creating economic opportunities for the local communities where they are produced. Therefore, we are interested in exploring more deeply the views of business people and the community on strategies for woven bags to compete in the international market. We have conducted observation online using data from Google Forms and directly at Malioboro Terrace, which is the center of the tourist area from various regions and countries that sell many woven bags. In the next slide, there will be observation documentation in the form of videos and observation results that will be presented by my friend Sari.
Okay, so here is the observation documentation that we have made.
Coba dilihat gitu loh. Nah, ini kelompoknya siapa aja? Kelompoknya Dimas, sama siapa ya? Kauru kalau nggak salah. Sama Citra.
Okay, thank you, Citra, for explaining the definition of creative business industry. I'm Sharon, and now I will explain about results of the observation that our team has made about woven bags. So, we have conducted an interview process with Mrs. Denok, a woven bag seller on Terrace Malioboro. We concluded that her choice to focus on selling woven bags was a decision based on her considerations of relatively small capital compared to selling other goods such as printed bags or other accessories. We think that this is a good strategy because it only requires with a small capital but still produces products that are attractive to tourists to visit Malioboro. In our conversation, it was revealed that the choice to sell woven bags was not only due to the small capital, but also because of the awareness of the needs of the tourism market. When compared to branded goods that have high purchasing power, these woven bags offer a more affordable alternative for tourists to visit the Malioboro. It can be concluded that Mrs. Denok is not only concerned with the quality of her own products, but also the suitability of the price to the budget of the tourist. Continue to the next slide. Okay. Here we also interviewed some young people about their perspectives on woven bags, and most of them revealed that woven bags are a product that is quite attractive to them because it has a good combination of high quality and prices that are in line with young people's budgets. They also reveal that woven bags have a unique appeal that is hard to find in other types of bags. In addition, many of them emphasize that woven bags meet the needs of the local market well. In the context of Malioboro, where local traditions and culture are still very influential, woven bags are considered the more authentic product and in line with our local tastes. Furthermore, many also argue that the uniqueness of woven bags directly contributes to increased sales. Young people realize that an interest in different and uncommon items can increase buyer interest, especially in a competitive market such as Teras Malioboro. And for the next slide will be explained by our friend Kauru.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharon. Can anyone hear me? Okay, so now what we get here is actually okay. Let's start. So here we can. Okay, thank you, Sharon. Now I'm here to show you the data that we got from the interview we did at Malioboro. So yes, we tried to collect people's opinions on what should be done to engage the local products in the creative economy industry. And as you can see, guys, if you see here the data, technology rank 1 as the marketing and communication skills capability fall behind. So yes, from these data, we could conclude that the use of technology to promote is what we need right now. We need bunch of technology talented people to realize that their talent could help our local products rise and dominate the market. What I can see here is like the international market is possible, guys. So we should care more into this. We as the new generation. Next slide, please. So, as the conclusions for what all my friends have said for today, traditional business have a very tremendously great potential to be the economic pillar and weapon. It's now depend on us. Us who? We, the new generation, the Gen Z. How do we aware and care about it? It would be a shame if we are unable to utilize our traditional culture well. Ultimately, I mean, like even a big brand can do it. So we can be more. We can do more. It's all from us. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Group 3, for presenting this very interesting presentation. Yeah. All right. So now we are just gonna move on right away to the Q&A sessions. But since our time is very limited, I will limit the questions to only 2 questions. So if you guys have any questions, you may raise your hand and then open your mic, or you can simply type in the chat box. I will wait for 15 seconds. Oh, we already have a question here. All right. We have 2 questions first one is from Christian Tambunan. I want to ask, what do you think is the cause of the lack promotion of Indonesian traditional business? Oh, all right. I think this is for group 3. And then the second one, we have Bella Shelina. I would like to ask again about the results of the presentation submitted. What should we do and what should we not do when we meet with people, different religions in everyday life? One of them cherish and understand each other, but what if there are other people who treat us inappropriately, such as criticizing and so on? All right, so this question is probably for the group that cover about the interfaith topic. All right, so to answer Christian Tambunan's question, group 3, you can answer now.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian Tambunan, for asking the question. So actually, we group 3 thinks that the reason of the lack promotion of Indonesian traditional business is actually, as I said before, the use or the way of us to use the technology. Example, in these days, technology is like the computer, the gadget, and all the things. So like if we learn from the big brand, like maybe we could see some like Christian decor or anything that they use the traditional kind of concept, but how can they be so big? Aside from their big brand name, it's also about how they utilize the use of technology. I could say here, especially using gadget and anything to promote, like doing social media and anything. So poorly in Indonesia, we barely see that, especially if you talk about the traditional business. Like, I mean, if you scroll on TikTok or Instagram, I think like it's only one out of thousands you would see ads about anyaman bag. So yeah, I think the reason is actually because we still not aware of this, and we don't use our talent to use the technology to promote. I hope this answers your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I hope it answers your question, yeah, Christian. All right, so for the next one, yeah, this is actually, I think this is a question for the interfaith topic. So it is going to be answered by group two. So group two, you can start answering it.
Okay, thank you. I think it's a question from Bella Shilina. Let me read the question again. I would like to ask again about the result of the presentation submitted. What should we do and what should we not do when we meet people? With people different religion in everyday life. One of them, cherish and understand each other. But if there are people who treat us inappropriately, such as criticizing and so on. Okay, this one is also in our presentation. We do mention that we have to be not easily offended by the others, meaning that maybe we have to understand that not all people are educated and can be as kind as we are. So we have to be prepared that there are some many rude people that not understand about interpret and don't really know what to do. Thus, we have to be more kind and not easily offended, because if we more easily offended, it could stop other people's intention to maybe be more open and try to understand us well. I think that's it for the answer. I hope it will answer your question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dimas, for answering the question. And unfortunately, our time is running out. So, yeah, I see there are several questions here. I'm sorry. We hope that we can answer this in some occasion, or you can contact these presenters directly. All right. So since every group here already present their materials, all the speakers here has delivered their material as well. Yeah, today's presentation was very insightful to all of us, and I'm very glad that we can use this event as a discussion forum for our cultures. All right. Thank you, Zoom participants, as well as YouTube viewers here for your active participations as well as your questions. I would like to apologize if there are any inconveniences or there are any technical issues throughout the sessions. I'm Chita as your moderator, and now I will give back the session to our MC, Gendis. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, thank you, Chita, for accompanying us throughout the presentation and Q&A session. It's really great to know new things from every speaker here. Yeah. Okay, so our time is running out. So before this session comes to an end, let's do the documentation session. Yeah, we would like to ask all of the participants in this room to open your cameras because we will do a photo session in a second. Okay. Is everyone already ready? All right, I will count 1, 2, 3, then give us your biggest smile. Yeah, guys, yeah. Okay, please open your camera. All right, 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, cheese. All right, thank you guys. One more time, we would like to thank Miss Dewi, Miss Andre, and Applied English lecturers for the time given. Also, we would like to thank professional colleagues of Universitas Gadjah Mada, Mbak Osvi and the BSMB staffs, and our media partners, Lomba Terkini, Gajah Lampung, Webinar Koi, and also Info Event Mahasiswa for supporting us throughout this event. And for all of the speakers and participants, on behalf of all committee members, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your valuable contribution in this webinar. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and insight in this conference. Your participants has significantly contributed to the success of our event, and it was an honor to have each and every one of you attending this webinar. We would like to apologize if there is any wrongdoings or anything that made you uncomfortable during the preparation and the D-Day of the event. Don't forget to fill our attendance and feedback form. The link is provided in the chat box. We look forward to seeing you again at the next event. Once again, thank you very much, everyone, and see you next time. Don't leave this Zoom room, yeah, guys, because we are gonna send the attendance form.
Recording stopped.